Alright guys, we're back at Daniel's house. We're getting ready to assemble this thing, and we're going to start this video with some good news and some even better news. The good news is I found a color that I like for the engine block. It's going to look pretty black close to it with the camera, but it's actually like a graphite. It's got a little bit of like gray metallic flake in it, and it's just a real dark gray, which it looks a lot better than that color we had on the other day. Now here's the even better news. We pulled the oil pan off because we're getting ready to change all the gaskets and everything, and look what we happened to find inside the oil pan. It's a main bearing. We don't know how it got there, and we don't know if it's even from this engine because we haven't flipped it over yet to take a look. But yeah, that ought to be a lot of fun. So we're gonna get to peeling this thing apart, taking the tape off and stuff, and checking it out. Makes you want to push on all of them to see if there's any random play. Well, if it's a main bearing, it wouldn't be with the pistons, it would be with the crank itself.
Well, it's where it attaches, right?
That's the rod bearing.
Oh, maybe it's a rod bearing.
The main bearings are the four that go across to hold the crank in
rod
place.
bearings would be bigger. It would be rod bearing.
So that's what I thought at first, but you were saying it was a
Main bearing.
main bearing.
I thought all the pistons were from mains.
No, that's a some sort of play. You're gonna have side to side.
Oh, how will it come out?
Yeah, there's
Pretty difficult for one just to fall out.
there'd be no way that it would just. There'd have to be no way for it to just fucking slip itself out.
You have to see, if you look at it, to make sure one of these isn't all flushed to hell.
You ever see the problem with that? If it is.
You just take it to the machine shop.
Have the crank rebalance and ground and buy the proper oversized bearings and do it the right way.
Oh, it just does nothing but
Well, it's getting boosted one way or another. Rebuild it like we are now, boost it, and then when it blows, rebuild
There's
it
always
the proper way.
possibilities the crank is going to blow another crank or something. And maybe that's just a remnant from that. But it doesn't look like it did it the right way.
Yeah, that's the problem with buying a second-hand engine. So we've concluded that that bearing piece is not from this engine, at least not in its current form. It may have came from this engine. We don't know. It's in the pan. We checked the rod caps and everything else. There's no issue here as far as that thing is concerned. It's a bit startling at first, to say the least, but considering that it's more than likely not anything wrong with it right now, we're going to go ahead and continue putting this thing back together. So right now we're going to change the camshaft, and that's what's in this box. And I've had this box probably about 3 weeks now, 2 to 3 weeks. I ordered it a while back. As much as I've wanted to open it up and take a look at it, I've saved it for this moment. It is the Ford Racing E303 Cam. Ordered it from Summit Racing. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description. I don't remember the exact specifications on it, but the cam card will say once we get her opened here. Along with the camshaft, we have everything we need to go ahead. We got head bolts, got a new oil pan gasket. This here is the one-piece oil pan gasket, so that'll be a lot better than having the having separate pieces for the rear main seal and stuff. And then I got a whole gasket set for the engine also, for head gaskets and upper intake, lower intake, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's take a look at this. Oh, another box. Oh, plastic. Handle with care. Oh, they sent me the wrong one. Oh, just kidding. That would be terrible. That would be god awful. I would just have like, you know what? If I had opened it 3 weeks ago, I would have known. Oh, more stickers. Ooh, Daniel. There's a turbo in here. They should have a cam card in the box, maybe. Ooh. Oh, and a pin. And here it is. Shiny. Spectacular looking, right? Really? There's no cam card in here. Oh, here it is. Woo! 498 at the valve. 1.6 ratio. Duration of 282 degrees. This is kind of the pride and joy of this build, along with the GT40 heads. They're like the main focal point of the upgrades that I want to do to the stock engine. So we're going to go ahead and install this and get going. Yeah, one important thing you want to make sure to do when you're installing your cam is to coat it in a healthy amount of assembly lube. Now, me and Daniel kind of having somewhat of an argument. We're using the Moly graphite assembly lube, and he was saying that it doesn't seem to be as good as, say, the red stuff that almost everybody else uses when you see this. But I think it's just about the same sort of thing. It is assembly lube, and you want to gently work your way back. Try not to mess up any of these cam bearings in here. Kind of wiggle it up and down, try and find the hole as you go back. Now here is where it gets to the hard part, this last little bit. We're using the bolt that mounts the smog pump to everything else, because it's just long enough to give an extra, bit of leverage on. It's also good practice to coat your lifters with that assembly lube too when you put them back in, even if they are rollers like these here. So we're going to go ahead and do that too once we get this back in. You good? No. Go all the way here.
If I see another one, I'll let you know.
Alright.
Yeah, I think you're there, right?
No. Stuck on this last bearing here. And I can't.
Probably gonna have to spin it as you put it in or something.
Oh yeah, maybe. There it goes. Alright, and with that, the new cam is installed. Now, when you reinstall the lifters, it's kind of the best practice to do the same thing you did when you installed the new cam. Just, even though there's already the assembly lube on the cam itself, like I said, it's just kind of best practice to kind of give these a real good coat as well. Ain't no secret technique to it. Just put it on there, rub it around, and drop it in the hole. Yeah, you want to make sure you don't forget to put that plate in there. Take the whole timing set and slide it on all at once. Alright. There you go. The torque specification for this, according to the Chilton manual, says 15 to 22. We're going to go ahead and just torque it at 20 foot-pounds. And we're going to see if we can accomplish that without having to brace this on anything. There it goes, 20 foot-pounds. Line it up. That will actually serve to kind of help hold that in place there. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the outside here. I only painted half this, or 3/4 of this timing cover, because this is going to be obviously covered up by the water pump, so it don't really matter. Alright, once you have them all done up, you can get your torque wrench out and torque them down. Alright guys, so we just got the oil pan on. And we went ahead and put the harmonic balancer back on and the timing indicator. And I made all as best I could, got the markings in white against the black pulley there. I painted it. And yeah, we got the oil pan on. It looks all pretty good. And yeah, we just covered it up, and we're going to call it a night because it's 3 a.m. and I'll be back tomorrow and at some point, and we're gonna finish this up, put the heads on and stuff. So it'll be the next clip where we continue, but for us it'll be a whole day, so we'll catch you tomorrow. Alright guys, we're back at it. We're gonna run a tap through the head bolt holes, clean it all out, and we're gonna clean all the surfaces down pretty good, and the heads are going on. Finally. It's only been sitting in here for who knows how long. Alright guys, next thing's next. We're gonna remove all the tape because I haven't done that yet from when we painted. And look at that. Beautiful. Look at those comp cam valve springs. I left this unpainted. It's nothing special. It is just the it's a freeze plug, and then I believe the machine shop just put that tag on it, I guess, for their in-house purposes or whatever. And I thought it looked cool, so I left it unpainted just because I wanted to. The same with this head, only it's on the back side, so one of them's not going to be seen when they're installed on the engine, but either way, I thought it looked nice, so I left it unpainted. Alright guys, we got our gasket ready, we got the heads all clean, so we're going to go ahead and put them on. Alright, now the torque specs for this engine is a final torque of 70 foot-pounds on all the head bolts, and the Chilton has it as a two-step procedure. So we're going to do the first step at about 55 to 65 foot-pounds, and then the second step we'll put them at 70. Alright guys, so the proper torque sequence for this head is starting in the center. You got 1, 2, and then you just work your way out inside to outside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, sit rep guys. We got one head on here, as you can see. But if you know what this is, you know it's never a good sign when you see one of these out. When we were going to torque these bolts down on this head, this hole here We're not entirely sure if it was the bolt or the threads itself that gave out, because they both went. We went to torque the bolt down and the bolt stripped and the threads are gone in the hole, so we don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, but that's where we're at. We gotta drill it out and put a helicoil in it. And they have the right helicoil that I need, but they don't have the drill bit for it. And I went a couple other places and couldn't find the right size drill bit for this. So we're just gonna call it for tonight, and it'll be the end of this video here. And the water pump will be in tomorrow, so I'm gonna go get that. And when I go pick up the water pump, they'll have a new set of head bolts, so we'll pick up the new head bolts then too. And yeah, fun stuff, especially, you know, it's the sort of thing that happens when you work on secondhand stuff quite a bit. You never really know what you're getting yourself into, and nothing ever really goes according to plan. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys. See ya.